What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back at you with another video. And today, continuing the guest mock draft series, we have Jet Central. How are you doing, Aidan?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you, you reaching out and having me on.
Of course, dude. Yeah, we're going to have a great time today, and we're going to go through 7 rounds, including 2 top 10 picks. So we can discuss some Debo Samuel stuff as well if you want, but we'll talk about that more when we get to pick 10. Without further ado, let's kick off this mock draft and have one hell of a time. Of course, we do not do trades hence that's why I lowered the volume on my computer. We don't do trades because it's too much RNG. That's just the bottom line. But at this pick, the board fell a very interesting way. And I'll just tell you this right now, Ian, that for the sake of reality, I don't think Aidan will be here. So it'll be fun to play with the idea, but maybe we should talk about other players as well, because obviously want to be a little more reflective of a potential thing that will actually happen in the draft.
Right. So I think if it plays out this way, I'm going Aidan Hutchinson.
Oh, yeah.
If it doesn't, which is probably most likely based off of, right now I'm thinking because of the positional importance, because of how thin the current position is right now on the team, I'm looking at edge, and both Kayvon Thibodeaux and Jermaine Johnson are here, 2 guys that I absolutely love. But I think because we have the 2 first-round picks, we have the 2 second-round picks, the high 3, the 2 4s. Yep. I want to go for a guy that has a humongous ceiling. I'm going Kayvon Thibodeaux, spot number 4, assuming Aidan Hutchinson is not here.
Honestly, you know what? We said that, but for the clicks, we're going to go with Aidan Hutchinson here. But we know that in reality, KT is the much more likely option. I'll say this. So my buddy RJ texted me what he would think would be a mock draft top 5. And Sauce Gardner was actually the pick for him at 4, which was surprising to me, obviously, because correct me if I'm wrong, Joe Douglas is more of an offensive line guy, and Saleh obviously would probably favor something more on the defensive front, like an edge rusher.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. And what's funny is there's been literally the last day or 2, we've seen Daniel Jeremiah, Matt Miller, Chris Sims, Mel Kiper, Mike Garafolo all link Sauce Gardner to the Jets, specifically at spot number 4. So it's really interesting. Yeah, all this stuff is coming out relatively close together regarding Sauce. I wonder if maybe some information got out.
I know, it is really intriguing. Obviously, Sauce Gardner is my number 1 player in the draft, and I think a lot of teams are starting to view him as one of the few guys who are worth an actual top pick. So Aidan Hutchinson in that group as well. We're pretty lucky to get that. But again, when you're stuck with KT or like Jermaine Johnson, I think that the option is pretty obvious to me. And I would go KT as well. But at this pick, Ian, so we got Charles Cross here. That's a potential, would you say?
Oh, I love Charles Cross. I think, honestly, I'm a little higher on Cross than a lot of people are. Yeah. You see big boards and stuff like that. He's in the late teens, 20s. And sorry, again, I know we talked about it before. I'm still kind of getting over that cold.
Yeah, you're good.
I really like Charles Cross. I do. But I think right now, when I'm looking at the board, my guy Garrett Wilson's not here.
Yep.
If you want to flip over to wide receiver real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So we got JMO here.
So I was gonna say, Jameson. Yeah, according to the site, Jameson Williams ranked really, really low. But
that's my big board. But that's basically due to the fact I don't have a Z wide receiver ranking chart. So unfortunately, based on his grading scale, this is where it's at normally.
Okay, I'm gonna go Jameson Williams.
I think it's a good move. It's reflective of how they've been in free agency as well. So
I know, of course, he's coming back from injury and everything like that. He might not be ready to play right away, but I look at the Jets right now for this upcoming season. It's not this make or break year. It's not, the Jets aren't trying to make this deep playoff push or win the AFC. Of course they're trying to, but the possibility of that happening is really low. Yep. So I'm okay selecting a guy with a humongous upside that will benefit this team, that will come in and be the best wide receiver on the offense. If he won't be there for, maybe a month or 2, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I have Jameson at 37 on my board. Again, he's going to actually make a move up because I'm about to put up my top 32 big board. And of course, TDN didn't save the one that I edited. Got to love that one too. But again, just as a pure talent, when you look at him as like, can he be an X? It's absolutely no. But can he be the best playmaker for a team? 100%. He could produce like a number one if you have somebody who's a little bit more big bodied. And if you use him in a Z role, I mean, you are getting that upside that is similar to Tyreek Hill. Totally agree with that. I just want to talk to you quickly about the Debo Samuel idea, because obviously, I mean, even though the Niners say they're not willing to trade him, at the end of the day, if Debo doesn't want to play, he's not going to play. So what are your thoughts on a potential trade for Debo Samuel?
Yeah, I mean, I would be crazy to say, no, I don't want him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think there is a price that I feel comfortable with. And when it goes beyond that, it's like, I'm starting to get a little wary on it.
Mm-hmm.
If it takes the 10th overall pick, I think I would pass. And I know that might sound crazy, but it's not just like you're giving the 10th overall pick for Debo Samuel. You're giving the 10th overall pick for Samuel, and now you have to pay him $25 million a season.
Yep.
And I just have a lot of fears when, you have a guy, we don't know why he wants to leave San Francisco. It's, is it California? Is it, he wants to be the highest paid receiver in football? Is it he doesn't want to be running back anymore? I don't want the Jets to be in a position where they're young, they're rebuilding. We're adding Debo Samuel, who, is a great player. He's young, but I don't want him coming to Florham Park and saying, you know what, I'm basically going to okay everything that I feel comfortable with in the offense. And if I don't want to do something, I'm not. And I still want to be the highest paid wide receiver in football. And we still don't know why he wanted to be moved in the first place. So will he do this again in a couple of years? It just, for me, seems like a lot of question marks. But hey, if it takes, a couple second round picks, or 2 seconds in a fourth or something, 2 seconds in a third, I would definitely explore it. But, when we're talking about the 10th overall pick, where we could just go snag a Garrett Wilson, snag a Jameson Williams, and have him on the roster for 4 to 5 seasons on a relatively cheap contract, I think I would much rather go down that route.
Okay, so I know that we went after Jameson with that number 10th pick, but I just want to play with the idea. Let's assume we went Charles Cross. Mm-hmm. Would you, like, personally on my board, obviously Sky Moore's a little bit higher. I have him at 32. Ignore Alec Pierce. I love him to death. But I feel like the value of someone like Sky Moore at maybe even 38 or 35 along with Charles Cross. Again, I'm an offensive line homer, so that's probably why. But I love that idea as well. What are your thoughts on potentially going wide receiver round 2 rather than with that 10th overall pick?
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I think if we're talking, edge and safety, edge and corner in round 1, then I'm really starting to explore the Debo talks, and even DK Metcalf too. I know everybody's talking about Samuel, but it's not like Metcalf signed his extension. What's happening with Terry McLaurin, Deontay Johnson, all these different big name guys that could be moved. I think it's worth a call at least. But as far as the wide receivers go, like specifically for round 2, I would be open to it. These guys would be coming in and they would be helping the team. The Jets aren't a super, super, super talented roster. But I think honestly, I would rather target different positions in round 2 and then come back in round 3 and hopefully Mechie's there from Alabama, because he's a guy who I really, really like.
Yeah. Mechie's nice.
But I do think maybe 35 and 38 is a little high for him, if that makes sense.
Oh, definitely. Especially after his injury. So yeah, you and I are on the same board here. I have a weird idea for you. So I know that Foley Fatukasi ended up going to Jacksonville, right? I have a first round grade on Travis Jones. I just want to play around with the idea of him maybe at like pick 3, not this pick, but in general, taking somebody like that. Because I know you guys just also signed the 5th-year extension on Quinnen Williams. So what is your thought process on Travis Jones being a short-term Fatukasi replacement and potential long-term Quinnen replacement?
Yeah, I actually like it. And funny enough, Fatukasi, I believe, actually played at UConn. So it's kind of funny how that works out. But Travis Jones, I really like him. I mean, I didn't know much about him until he got to the Senior Bowl. Watch what he did there. Super, super impressive. He'd be coming in a position of need. Saleh does have a reputation of getting the best out of his defensive linemen. So you got to think that Jones would be taking steps forward as a player. He would be developing at a solid pace. I think it makes sense, but I also really like Perrion Winfrey. He's another Senior Bowl standout to me.
Okay. No, I like Perrion Winfrey a lot. I think so. One of the first lines when I was doing my scouting notes on him was this guy is special. Like his high end plays are arguably the best in the class, where it just looks like he's a man amongst boys out there. And randomly, Oklahoma had this 3 defensive line set where they just put a 300-pound Perrion Winfrey at nose tackle.
Mm-hmm.
God only knows what the hell is going on in Oklahoma. But I mean, yeah, I like Perrion Winfrey a lot myself. I want to throw the idea of Nakobe Dean out here, though, at this pick. I know linebacker obviously still isn't completely answered. Is Blake Cashman still in the squad?
No, he was crazy enough. We actually traded him to the Houston Texans and got a 6th round pick. I don't know how. I mean, he's been injured almost every year, and he was going to be a 3rd string guy.
Yeah.
So it blows my mind. But no, he's a Texan.
Gotcha. So because I had a feeling I heard his name in the news, and I was like, okay, well, at least like maybe I could bring him up as evidence here. Who are you thinking about? Because obviously for me, it would be down to Travis Jones, Nakobe Dean, even Tyler Linderbaum. I have him as my number 5 or 6 player. Maybe, hold on. Let's see. I have him now as number 8. So whoop-de-doo. Crazy shit, right? But I have him pretty highly ranked. Those would be the guys who I'd be initially targeting, but who would be on your board at the point?
So it's tough. I think right now, I mean, there's a handful of guys that I'm looking at. Quay Walker included.
Yeah.
Jaquan Brisker also included.
Yes.
Guys that I really, really like. And we're picking at 38 too. So I think right now I would probably play it safe at 35, go with Tyler Linderbaum because I feel like he could be the pick for the Giants. You know, like I don't want to get too cute and pass on, my guy at 35 because, maybe he's there at 38. Let me go get Tyler Linderbaum now to, again, just play it safe. So Linderbaum, okay, Brisker to the Giants, Pickett to the Texans. Let's see. And then coming back at 38.
So, yeah, we still got some high-end dudes on the board, but obviously Brisker would have been a nice addition to this team.
Can you flip over to safeties real quick?
Yeah. You pretty much got Pittry. I don't think Brian Cook's worth that much, but Cross and Pittry are the guys who would be in consideration here.
Right. Okay. So if you want to flip back over to all.
Yeah.
I think I would probably go with Travis Jones here.
I'm on the same page. I love Travis Jones. I haven't actually ranked.
Just hitting the trenches. And now all of a sudden you have 2 rookies coming in Thibodeaux and Jones on the defensive line. So, it would be a young, and plus Quinnen is there. Carl Lawson's coming back from injury. Like overall, it's a pretty young defensive line. But the bottom line is Jones is an upgrade over what we currently have. Kayvon Thibodeaux is an upgrade over what we currently have. So,
gotta love the trades. The trade simulator, I'm praying to God it usually chills out after the second round, but God only knows what the hell is going to happen with this thing. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely love the way the draft has fallen for us so far. We're addressing huge positions of need with value, which surprisingly has been a pretty common theme with these mocks that I've been doing. Is like, I mean, obviously Aidan Hutchinson is a little bit of an outlier, but I mean, you got your instant impact KT or Aidan at edge. Then you got Jamison Williams, Tyler Linderbaum, and Travis Jones. Like all these guys, you got 4 starters with your 4 first picks, which is absolutely ridiculous value.
Right.
So
okay, so 69 here. Yeah, let's flip back over to safety now.
Yeah, let's look here.
So I think I might reach a little bit and go with Nick Cross. I know he's rated 99 here, but I don't think he's going to be there when the Jets are picking back in round 4. So I'm going to address safety here, Nick Cross.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally on board. He's 61 on my board. Huge fan of Nick Cross, what he can do. As long as you can keep him away from the line of scrimmage every single play until he's ready, I think that you have an A+ move right there. Huge fan of him. Like big fan. Obviously, we're still going to continue getting calls, whatever. But what's another position that you're thinking could be a sneaky target in the top rounds?
Well, I'm looking because we didn't go Charles Cross. Like we obviously didn't address tackle at all, So is it even worth taking a developmental tackle like this late? I mean, some would say maybe. It'll be interesting to see the over or the all category once we come up again here in a little bit.
Yeah. So like right now, your best bet is going to probably be in Jelani Woods territory. We'll see who I think is still available, who's solid. I mean, we have some pretty slim pickings here. I love Zion McCollum, but I mean that's a pretty tight one. Do you think edge or corner is going to be a position to target at this point?
I don't, not at this point, because the whole thing with Sauce and Stingley at the top of the draft is those guys provide cornerback one potential. Like I like DJ Reed, I like Michael Carter, I like Bryce Hall, all solid options. Nobody's horrible in that room, but nobody. I mean, maybe somebody pops off, but nobody has the Ramsey potential. Nobody has the Lattimore potential, but Sauce has it. Stingley has it as well. But in round 4, you could definitely get production there.
I agree.
Let's see. So we went Aidan Hutchinson or edge for 4th.
Yeah, edge for the first pick.
Wide receiver 10. And then Linderbaum.
And then Jones.
Nick Cross. Let's go to wide receiver quickly.
All right. Get some good guys on the board too.
Yeah, I like Bo Melton, but I think it's a little too high right now. You want to flip back over to all quickly?
Yeah. Obviously, I have Bo Melton actually like 20 spots higher, but
oh, really?
I love Bo Melton. That's my thing.
Yeah, me too. I think he's underrated, man. He kind of seems like a Patriot type of player.
Yeah. Like you got Jelani here. Would you consider tight end? I know that. Didn't you bring in like Ryan Griffin or something like that?
So they brought in Tyler Conklin from Minnesota and CJ Uzomah from Cincy.
Right.
So if you just want to scroll down, and sorry, I feel like I'm like telling you what to do, but
no, you're good, dude. There's definitely some interesting dudes on the board. I was looking around, and that's why I brought up the cornerback, because I have Martin Emerson as a late second, but like I'm looking at the talent here. I'm not a huge fan of it, except for maybe getting a tight end or a corner at this point, just based on the pure value. Or you want to just say balls to the wall. I don't know why Kingsley Enagbare is down here at 147. That doesn't make sense.
It's a little too low for me too. Yeah. I definitely want to address, I like DeMarco Jackson from App State, but again, I think 111 is a little too high here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Because I also want to address running back, and we don't have any 6th or 7th round picks. So we got the 2 4s here, and we got, I believe, 2 5s.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let's go to linebacker real quick.
Yeah. Ooh, I like Jesse Luketa. That's my problem.
I like Jackson from App State, Clark from LSU. I do like Mike Rose, but late round. I'll go with. You want to flip over to tackle real quick? Sorry,
you're good. You're good. I would say somebody to like here maybe is Matt Waletzko. If you want a developmental guy, he actually had some good flashes at the Senior Bowl.
I'll go with DeMarco Jackson.
We'll go DeMarco. There we go. I like DeMarco. I like him a lot. I like Jesse Luketa because of the pass rushing upside, but we've already kind of addressed that heavy need right there.
Yeah, plus with the Jets linebacking core, they're really asked to just stop the run. Can you move well in space? Follow running, stop the run game. Can you fly sideline to sidelines, things of that nature? It's really, when we look at pass rushers, it's really those 4-3 ends. And then, of course, in this case, it would be Lawson and either Hutchinson or KT.
Yeah. At this pick, I want to bring up Zamir White. Obviously, I was a huge guy on Michael Carter last year, and he's proving to be able to be one of those contributing backs, but he was part of an RBBC. Same thing with Zamir White. And I feel like Zamir White is comparable to obviously a 4th round version of, I just tripped up on his name. Who's a UNC back who now plays for the Broncos?
Javonte
Williams. I feel like he's just one of those power backs with some crazy straight line speed, with some great block shedding ability and then contact balance. Definitely want to throw his name in there. And I mean, I'm a Jelani Woods homer, so that's just another one of the guys who I'm into. But who would be on your board at this point?
So you want to flip over to tight end real quick? I know we have Uzomah and Conklin, but dang, I was gonna say Jeremy Ruckert if he was still here.
Oh yeah, Jeremy here.
I like Charlie Kohler. I think Weidermeyer's a tad bit underrated here too. Running back, I mean, I like Williams, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
You want to flip over to corner quickly?
Yeah. You still got Jalen Armour-Davis too.
Mm-hmm.
And Zion.
Oh, you know what? Let me go Mario Goodrich from Clemson. I think he's extremely underrated.
Okay. I have Mario. Where do I actually have Mario on my board? Yeah, I have him at 158, which is honestly good enough to target at 117. Definitely like that one.
I think he'd come in and fit the system well. He's a big corner and plays with like a ton of confidence. He has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Might be a little raw, but I think at this point in the draft, you're not really trying. It's not like who's the superstar here, like we just gotta, take our really just go through it and select guys we like.
Yeah. No, I like that pick. Obviously, I'm more of a Zion guy because he's 6'2", isn't just a freak athlete. It says 6'4" here, but he tested out like 6'2". But yeah, that guy's a beast. Would you consider like potential trade backs in the 4th round just to be able to acquire more picks later on, since kind of light on them?
Yeah. So honestly, I think if somebody would be willing to come up in the 4th round, I would try to get futures picks. So I would be okay. I know it sounds crazy, but like, I think I would be okay trading like a 4th round pick for like a 2023 3rd or a 2023 4th, with of course it depends on who's coming up and where you think that, like, if it's Kansas City, then maybe I would probably shoot for the 3rd. I'd probably say no. But if it's like a, Houston or, a team that's projected to not do too well, I would definitely look to move back.
Oh my dude, Kingsley and Nagbari is here on the board. Are you serious?
Yeah, this is, man, it's tough though, because it's like, well, actually, you know what? Jesus. Yeah, flip over to, let me see the edge room real quick.
Yeah, this is the edge room right here. It's pretty light. It's pretty light at the moment. You got Kingsley and then Asezi, which is, I don't even know if he's even going to be drafted. He's 280 pounds.
I think because of value here, I think I'd go Kingsley. And I know it might not make sense for this year, but at the same time, it's like, if Lawson gets hurt again, what happens? If Lawson doesn't look like the same player, what happens? He's already on a big contract. If the Jets want to part ways with him, trade him down the line, now you have a guy like waiting in the wings, maybe takes this year to develop. You're getting him in round 5, big upside. Like you said, I'm going Kingsley.
Yeah, dude, that freaked me out. I saw that. I was like, there's no way. Like, I don't know what the hell is wrong with TDN's predictive board, but even though Kingsley had like a pretty poor offseason, the guy still put up some crazy statistics in the SEC. Like, that just doesn't make sense. So at this pick, I'm still intrigued with Matt Waletzko here, but I mean,
Romeo Doubs is the guy who I like here too.
Got Bo as well.
Oh yeah, he's still on the board.
Yeah, Charlie Kohler as well.
Cole Turner from Nevada, big body.
Yeah.
Man, I really feel like we could go in a bunch of different directions. You want to flip over to running back quickly?
Yeah. Yeah, I love
Pacheco. Okay, yeah. I actually don't know much about Smith.
Dude, he's a beast. He's definitely going to be like a 7th round target, but he's like a linebacker convert. But man, this guy, he's a mean runner. I like him a lot.
Yeah, I got to check him out. It's tough because I want to go running back, but it's the last pick of the mock, so it's like, I feel like we could get a solid one in the undrafted market.
Yeah.
Or, a trade back here would be awesome to go get a 6th and a 7th.
Yeah.
Let's see what were we just on? We addressed edge. Yeah. Let's flip over to wide receiver quickly.
Yeah. You got some good talent on the board too.
I think I would go with the one thing that's holding me back with Bo Melton here is the size.
Yep.
Like Braxton Berrios is really short. Elijah Moore is really short. Jamison Williams isn't, 6'5", 6'6". Corey Davis is big, but like, that's our only one. Do we want to add another rookie to the room that's, 6, like, like he's not going to be jumping out of the gym, like boxing people out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's my only hesitation there. Although I do really like him. Let's go with, is Charlie Kohler still there?
He is.
Let's go with Kohler.
All right.
Because Uzama, man, like even though he's good and he's productive, he is a little clunky. He is a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
Is he go and he signed a 3-year contract? Is he really going to be looking like the same player 2 years from now? I'm not sure. I do like Kohler. He's on the rookie deal. So yeah.
No, I like that a lot. Obviously, there are still some dudes on my board. Like, obviously, I know the Bo Melton argument, I would definitely I'd bring him into the equation until you realize how thin that wide receiver room is going to look. Like one corner over 200 pounds is going to just pretty much be able to lock down anybody in press coverage. And you can only have so many guys, so many wide receivers that are Z's where they have to be off the ball. So definitely agreed that I would personally have gone Romeo Doubs there just to get another larger, heavier wide receiver in the mix, but you can't go wrong by taking a shot on a high end tight end.
Yeah, I also like, how Kohler's 6'6", big catch radius. He was clutch at Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
And why I feel like wide receivers are so easy to come by. Like a part of that too, like we have Jameson Williams coming in the building as like a top 10 pick. Elijah Moore was a 2nd-round pick. Corey Davis was like the big money free agent acquisition. How much time is Dobbs really going to get? And then also Denzel Mims is still on the roster, and him and Dobbs kind of have a similar body type. So, just as much as I love him, and I would actually love the pick too, from a value perspective. I just don't know if that's what the Jets would be thinking at this point.
Oh, yeah. Plus, I mean, when you're looking at the running backs as well, if you can get Britton Brown or Kennedy Brooks, who have both been in RBBCs with thinner, more receiving style backs, that I think would be pretty spot on. So going over our draft, it's pretty baller one. We got Aidan Hutchinson to start out, but I mean, we could also talk about KT there. Jameson Williams, Tyler Linderbaum, Jones, Cross. I mean, right here, all of these guys, first 5, all starters. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I was going to say the first 5 are all, 4 definite starters. Nick Cross, I would assume, beats out LaMarcus Joyner. And then the rest are all developmental guys that, aren't going to be released or anything like that. Like they're all positions of need. They all have high upsides, excuse me.
Yep.
And I really like how this turned out.
Yeah, dude. We got every single pick was a good enough value. Everybody's going to be playing snaps this year. I think all these guys would make the roster too. That's another thing.
Yeah, so, I do too.
So that is going to be the video, everybody. Thank you, Ian, of course, for coming on and spending your time with us. And
of course.
Yeah, send out your outro, man. Promote yourself.
Yeah, so I pretty much just run a YouTube channel called Jets Central, talk all things New York Jets and everything like that. But, dude, I appreciate you having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Of course, dude. Well, chat soon. Everybody, see you later. Peace.